Hey, it's mattyfu here. I'm a big fan of the what I sold type videos, so I'm gonna give it a try. I usually watch garage flips on YouTube as well as all the other ones that come up just when you're uh, letting YouTube run through the videos. So this is gonna be for 3 months. I haven't been selling on eBay too long, so it'll be about 40 items, maybe 45 over those 3 months. I do a lot of hard goods and some vintage clothing, so that's what you can expect to see. And so this was my first sale in March. It's a can sealer machine, super vintage. It's probably from the 50s or 60s, I think 60s. So it had 50 some year old grease hardened up on it, and so that was all in the description. But lots of people are after these contraptions. It's for like canned beans or whatever, or if you're doing home canning in like tin cans. Yeah, there you can see some of that grease is like it's like a hard putty, so it was really difficult to turn it. So I just had that in the description that you're going to need to hit it with some degreaser and re-grease it before you use it. So that sold for $100 Canadian plus shipping. And here we have a Delorme Earthmate. Oh, I should say on this last one, I got that for, I think it was 15 bucks at a local thrift shop. This is a Delorme Earthmate USB GPS unit. I didn't test it out very much. You can see I wrote there. I plugged it in, it turns on, and I could get up like some random program to show what data it was spitting out. So I was pretty sure it worked. I took it off the electronics baggies at Value Village. It was like $4 or $5, and it sold for 20 plus shipping. Here we have a Yellow Jacket vacuum gauge for HVAC guys. I had no way of testing this really. I just threw some batteries in it, turned it on. I like to show a picture with showing that it's powers on in there, and in the description I just said powers on, shows atmospheric pressure, but I don't have anything to hook it up to test the vacuum. I got this for 15 bucks from the Habitat for Humanity Restore. I always check out the tools there. This one I was kind of surprised. I thought it was gonna be less than it went for. It's super lightweight plastic, but I guess it's pretty high tech. So yeah, 15 bucks into 125 plus shipping was pretty nice. Here we have a Franklin toiletry barbershop shaving set. This actually sold to someone in Spain, so they paid more than the sale price for shipping. It was like 60 bucks to get it there. Pretty crazy. I don't know why these sell for as much as they do. They're not antiques. Like, this is just from the 80s. I don't know. I guess some people like it. Like, this isn't. That just takes disposable razor things. The like brass one. So it's kind of crazy. Here's they just like slide onto it. So it's pretty strange to me. Like, I get people collecting straight razors and like the old Schick razors, but this is a bit of a mystery to me. But hey, I'm happy they bought it. Here we have two Petzl, I think that's how you say it, LED headlamps. Broken. They were both broken. I grabbed the baggie of them from Value Village again for, I think it was $8, and I was hoping to get like 20 bucks a piece, because it's a pretty cool model. Like, it has a built-in diffuser that flips down and all sorts of neat features, and it takes normal batteries, blah blah blah. But where that power cord comes off of the battery case, it's the other way, where it goes in from the case into the LED headlamp part, the wires tend to break down in there, and so the lights flicker, and so that's what happened with both of those. And so I had that in the description, sold as is for parts or repair, and I had them up for, I think it was like $30, and a guy sent me a message saying, I don't want to pay that much for broken headlamps, would you do $30 shipped to the States? And so that's what I did, and that wasn't with the or best offer on the thing, on the listing, so yeah, that's alright. Here we have a pretty cool vintage Rust-Oleum snapback hat. I'm not sure how old it is, but pretty old, probably 70s, I'd guess, but I don't know. Pretty cool. I made sure I put graffiti in the headline because lots of graffiti people are after the spray paint brands for clothes. Sold it for $42, so that was pretty cool. Here we have a Mio heart rate monitor. It's a wrist one. I got the watch version of this after playing with this for a bit. Sorry, I have my window open. That's like a motorcycle going by. It's pretty cool. I tested it out. Someone sent me a message and said, how many hours does this run for? I was just like, I guess I can test that. So I wore it for a day, and it just has this blinking light on it that changes colors as your heart rate goes up or down. And so it lasted like over a day and a half or something. And that was with it powered on and doing the heart rate the whole time. Most people don't use it that way. They like turn it off whenever they're not doing something actually active. But whatever. This was in with the watches at Value Village, and it was like $5. And so yeah, $5 into 40 plus shipping the person paid. And I always laugh when people get freaked out that, oh, my thrift stores have started checking eBay prices for everything, blah blah blah, it's the end of our career as we know it. But like, they just don't have time, right? Like, checking if this is a good brand versus like the cheapo ones that are just cranked out all the time. There's no way they can check every single thing that comes in, and so there's always going to be crazy deals in there if you look. Next up, pair of Nike Mayfly shoes. Not much to say about that. They were, I think I paid $12 for these, so I paid up, which I usually do for shoes. I don't know why. I now have the kind of shoe stretcher things for taking better pictures. But these were super clean. I did wash them a bit, the soles, to get them to look a bit nicer. But you can see they're used. Like, there's rock marks, and in that center hole thing, it was like someone ran over a field of like dandelions. The centers both had like dandelion flowers stuffed right in there. Oh, you can see that powder is my cleaning stuff that I use, the dry cleaner. What do you call it? Barkeeper's Friend. It's like powdered Mr. Clean magic eraser. That's what I tell people I think it is. it just works really well to get any sort of stain or grease off of stuff. So, see, these came out pretty decent. They were filthy before. Look at how much I left on that heel. Oh well. And next up is a Iomega Zip Drive. So super old stuff, but it's a USB one. So I think they're pretty desirable for people who have a bunch of data stranded on zip drives and they want to put it on a new system. So yeah, $60 for this thing. I thought that was insane, but that's what they were going for, so that's what I listed it at. I picked this one up again at Value Village. I think it was $10, so that was pretty nice. I did test it. There was another seller on eBay Canada who had a zip drive. I think it was like $3 with free shipping. So he just put it in an envelope and sent it to me. So I guess he maybe made 50 cents on that sale. So I was happy. It worked. Here we have a Tragically Hip t-shirt. If you're not familiar with them, they're a really huge Canadian band. They just did a bunch of free televised concerts in Canada. Their lead singer's ill, so that was their like final tour thing. So they are pretty huge here in Canada, and I sold this to a guy in Alberta, and I bought this shirt out in Alberta when I lived there. I couldn't even tell you what I paid for it. It was like $7 or $8, and I sold it for $30. I know I could have put it up for more and waited a year, because it's like actually vintage from when that album, the Day for Night album, came out. So I know I probably could have put $70 on it, but I wanted to sell it and not be a dirtbag. So here we have a radar detector. Pretty nice. It cleaned up really well. It was on the electronics wall in a baggie at Value Village as well. I originally bought this for myself back when I lived in Alberta. I never used it. I just never installed it. I don't really speed too much. And then when I moved to BC, the town I'm in, they actually don't have speed on green lights. So you don't get a photo radar ticket from the traffic lights here, which Alberta did have, and that's why I originally got this. So it's like pretty much useless here where I am. So when it came out of a box when we moved here, I set it aside and said I need to sell this thing. And so I sold it for $25, and it was, I think I put in the listing that it was untested because I really did not use it at all. But I was 95% sure that it worked, so I was pretty safe there. Here we have a Budweiser red light beer glass. Oh, I think I paid like $5 for this thing. I don't even know. This is a Budweiser gold synced beer glass. I have no idea how much these things cost originally. I don't know if they came free, you had to buy a case of beer. I don't know what the deal was. If you bought them from bars, I have no idea. So I picked this up for $1 from a thrift store here in town. I played around with it for a while, so I made sure it worked, and then I put it up on eBay. It's pretty fiddly, like it's a Bluetooth thing, and the app from Budweiser, it's not the best. My understanding is they're like goal light ones. Those ones are really expensive, and they're really expensive because they work much better. But still, this is a fun gimmick sort of thing. So I sold it for $14. And the person who bought it sent me a message and said, "Can you include instructions for how to use this thing?" And I was just like, oh, come on, like, Google it, man. But I did. I just wrote them a little instruction on, like, go here, download this app, blah, 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 pair it, whatever. So that was kind of funny, but yeah, $1 into 15 is pretty nice. Alright, so now I need to close all these and open up my, what is it, April and May sales. So I'll do that and be right back.